Me, Adebanjo, not Wunmi, Aloba. Because if you are an Aloba, you behave like an Aloba. You will respect the Aloba. Because the way it is now, you don't respect, you don't value that name, Aloba. Because if you value that name, Aloba, you will respect the people who are called the Alobas. You will respect your father-in-law. Because they have ever come out and you give regards to that man. And it clearly showed when somebody came up and the person said, your father ran away. Now, Wunmi, I'm talking to you now, right? I think I've never been confrontational like this, but let me be confrontational today. Your father ran away from your mother because your father already saw that there is a future that is bad, that if he continued living with your mother, it might not last long. That is the reason why there is no father to come out to come and defend you. That is the reason why there is no father. There are no single human being that has ever come out. You cannot even rent a man. You can't even rent a man to stand as your father. No one will be a father to a bastard. No single person. You can't even buy with all the money, all the Mohbad's money that is that you and your mother you are spending. You can't even go to a village and go and buy someone and say, please, be my father for once. At least somebody still presented himself as the father, as the nurse's father some couple of weeks ago. Even though we are still wondering where that particular person came from. Even though there are still questions revolving around the nurse, because I don't want to create no excuse for anybody, prime boy, spending, nurse, any Darosha, whatever, anybody. I'm not creating any excuse for anybody. All of them are suspect, they are suspect. I don't care if the nurse says she came and she injected another person. My own is the nurse is involved. She's involved until the law says otherwise. All of them are suspects. So going back to the reply and the advice to the police, which are not even supposed to be. You see, all of these things here, the Lagos State Police, not the Nigerian police, because out of all of them, there are still good ones. The Lagos State government, police, you guys have not done well at all. You guys have not done well at all. And there's one thing I'm going to say, whether you have a representative here or whatever, because you always gallivant up and down on all social media. That's the reason why you are claiming that people on social media are joking, growing their platform, making money or whatsoever, forgetting that the works that you are supposed to do is the works that we are doing. We all became investigators, we all became FBI agents, we all became CIA, we all became DSS, we all became... As a matter of fact, our security consciousness now as individual, as you know, is now widened, is now open. We are doing the job that you guys are supposed to do. The only difference between all you and we is that we are, you know, we are not employed by the government. You guys are employed by the government. And they give you guys baton and, you know, whatever. How can you even encourage, how can you even advise someone who is not ready to listen? Because the way I see everything is that the Lagos State Police, they are not, I'm not sure they are ready to listen to the public, all because they are just trying to protect one man, just one man. They are just trying to protect just one man, and that one man is not in a political power. That one man is not in political power. You know, I just went out and I decided to get some Gucci design, and you know, the cash on me is not. So they ordered for it in 2022 and the package was delivered in 2023. Let Gucci come and carry Louis Vuitton. All this waiting is nuts. We can't wait anymore. Ogbe, phone follow. That is it, yeah. Everybody go back to their father's house. Let everybody go back to their fatherland. See, if you are in wherever you are, whether you are in Ghana, come back to your fatherland. Come back to your father's house. Your father's house should not be scared of your father's house. Let every individual return back to their father's house. It's not coming out to bully people, to bully people, all because, oh my goodness, oh help me. But above all, yeah, don't want to waste too much of our time. I don't want to waste too much of our time. I want to say this, yeah. Thank you all for standing. The truth of the matter is, you go to the lab, they will do it. We are not going to change. I trust Baba Mohbad is not going to change anything, because in the response, it was clear that this thing is not actually. Baba is even trying to protect the image, the future of his grandson. Because if people can come out after 20 years and say that there is a Tunde Anima Shaun, there is a 27, 29, what can't people say in the age of technology? What can't people say in the age of technology? If people can come out and say there is a Tunde Anima Shaun after several years. Baba did not accuse them. Baba did not accuse them. They are the one that said they roll and they go and give Mr. Tunde Anima Shaun food. Papa never said anything happened. They are the one that used their mouth to confess, whatever. But what I'm trying to say is, Wunmi, that if after so many years, people can come out to say that there is a 27, 29. See, my share you, the only thing, if you are here, ladies and gentlemen, if you are here on this platform today, the only thing you should always pray against is that, God, don't let me share you. Don't let me share you. Don't let me offend. Aye is not a word, no. Aye in Yoruba cannot be translated to English. Don't let me share aye. Don't let me offend aye. Because when you offend aye, you see, there is something. If you are fighting with someone and you tell the person, do you know who I am? The person might not know who you are. But there are people that know who you are and they know more than who you are. They are the one that will go and contact that guy that does not know who you are. They will review your plan to that guy that does not know who you are. They will review who you are to that guy, and that guy will now come out. And that is what is happening now. If after 20-something years, people can come out and say there is a 27, 29. What of in the next 10 years, when your son is grown, people have a record. Imagine people like Very Dark Man who keep receipts. So Baba is not saying this boy does not belong to our family. Baba is saying, let us shame the public. Let us shame Ishtok. Let us shame Mr. Andy. Let us shame all of these people. Come out and come and do it. But your refusal to do it, you are going to do it. You are going to do it. Baba is an amazing man. And for those that are abusing Baba, it's actually because you don't have a father over you. That's the reason why you are abusing Baba. And that's the reason why people like Wunmi can come out and abuse Baba, because he doesn't have a father figure over him. Over her. All those other people that are calling Baba Josie, well, they never knew that we were going to like the name anyway. Josie sounds, sexy. Oh, Josie. Josie sounds sexy, yeah? Sounds romantic. Eh? If my name is Josie and some lady is calling me Josie, come on.
And it's going deep, very robust and rigorously. I love it. And as Ish said, if I borrow his words, this is what the Nigerian police force is meant to do. When the what's his name? What is it? Commissioner of Police, whatever is that man's name, said he had set up a 13-man panel, I thought that they had skills or experiences in homicide investigation cases. But it's very obvious he just got a bunch of quack people and just set up that team because, there was a cry from celebrities who wanted to flex their notoriety to show that, yes, and we're doing something fun, we're doing something noble. Not that it was actually something that they sat down to actually think. They had that, as I always say, that lackadaisical nature. So it was like, these people are bugging us. Let's try to show the Nigerian police force as people who are working. Obviously, they have that PRO that comes up sometimes to portray, sometimes some very daft information he just puts out there. It shows. Because when you say you set up a team, you're meant to set up a team of people with experiences in homicide or private investigation. They must have that in-depth analysis to ask proper questions. You don't just set up a team. And I've never ever seen this, because even living in the Western world, when they are doing it, it's from the police force. They are thorough. They go in depth. And there's no way you're setting up a team and you don't have forensics being dispatched to the property. Forensics checking the phone. Police, you took, because I'm coming from this angle today. You seized the phone of Mohbad.
He seized Mohbad's phone. Can you imagine that? And they don't want us to get justice. We want justice, and justice we shall get. Nigeria police, what happened to Mohbad?
Your mouth to say that. If you guys opened your mouth, you know you would have propelled people to start dragging or asking you further questions. And you could not have come back in 2 weeks to say, okay, we have made our findings and now we have a prime suspect. You won't have done that. You would not have done that. You couldn't even have finished in a month. It's not possible. Because you have to get the data. You now have to analyze. You now also have to go around trying to speak to different people. If any of you watch CSIs, NCIS, and you follow, investigative things like that, even on your local TV news, for those of you who live in the UK or in the US, you understand what I'm saying. It's not something you come out, even when they have a press release, they just tell you and say, okay, they've established this person died, and they're trying to do their findings, except they have actually had a suspect that they caught in the act before they, tell you they have arrested this suspect. And then they're going to charge them to court because they have conferred evidences. That's why no matter what happens, you see the forensics all clad in white going to the crime scene. Let's leave that. Let's move to how that boy was even exhumed. You had some hungry looking bastards. Forgive me. I'd watched, I couldn't see any glove. I couldn't see them being clad in full attire. Who's to say that even that ground there, if that boy was poisoned, did you even do forensics on that ground to be sure? Because if he was poisoned, as the fluid was coming out of his body into the coffin and all that, even that ground will carry it. That coffin, wherever it is, you'll find evidences in that coffin. But no forensics was done. So the fools who say, what are you doing on social media? It doesn't do anything. It's the social media that has taken this case back to the drawing board. Where everybody now is saying, let's bring a pen and paper. Let's start. Even the police, they are ashamed. I'm sure. That is why. I use that word, I'm sure. It's a surety. That's why they cannot just come out now and release whether they have autopsy or they have toxicology. They can't. Because they know they're going to be messed up big time. This is the age of social media. It's the globalized age where everything is digital. So they know they're going to make a mess of themselves. And I don't know why I'm even starting from this today, but it's good to go back to the drawing board sometimes. Before I start coming to Wunmi, I'm going to say here, I'm not even going to go on that DNA bit. It's to me, anybody who's noticed me, I don't even talk around that area. Because to me, it's a no-brainer. If you live in the UK, we use that term. It's nothing for you to start deducing. It's pointless for me to even start trying to crack my head there. It's a no-brainer. Because any woman who has a child for a man, you were faithful, you know that that's your partner, you not need to be asked to go do a DNA. Now let me put this, I don't know, let me put this here, let me say it out here. Because you guys know I'm a confirmed rebel. Even if that DNA comes out and somehow she's lucky that the sperm that fertilized that egg is that of Mohbad, that does not excuse that she still is a suspect of that crime. Let's not fool ourselves here. I'm just saying, this is just a hypothesis now, I'm just saying. Why? Because except you do due diligence to prove motives of murder, let's not just think, oh yeah, DNA, if she's just lucky, because she doesn't even know, she doesn't know who. That's why she's not coming out straight. So if she's lucky that the sperm that fertilized that egg is Mohbad's, it does not still excuse motive of murder. Somebody's stuff is, somebody's whatever is interjecting. So as I was saying, so it doesn't excuse it. As toxic as that relationship was, which your sister Karimo mentioned, I remember watching that life where she started by trying to create a false narrative about Baba Mohbad that made me, I do remember myself cursing that man, saying, what an idiot, how could he do that, blah, blah, blah. She also did mention there that Wunmi, they were going to separate and stuff like that, and she was the one trying to hold it in. So Wunmi, that relationship was that toxic. Why did you stay? Why didn't you leave? So at least now you can excuse yourself from all these excuses you are coming up with different narrative, coming up with a different narrative. Today you have this one, tomorrow you have that narrative. Now you have taken away from, okay, they have killed him, and after that you went to, Baba Mohbad, you are the one, after you have killed your son, you want to come and kill my son. You moved from there, okay, to Prime Boy, you moved from Prime Boy, now you return back to industry gods. Let me speak Yoruba for you. Tebati B Yala Yai. Call that Abu Ebel now. Mention his name. Mention his name. Mention even that Sam Larry or Naira Marley. If they will not pick your dead body in that house the next day. They are industry gods. You called Abu Ebel. You spoke to him the way. That's why I said it, and I said the way Abu Ebel spoke to that lady that well, the way they spoke that day, you know that okay, she was sounding as if, oh yes, I know you. We have this sort of relationship, or blah blah blah. The guy obviously would have denied her because he felt don't drag my name to the mud. So you have this, how do you want to say, this access, this confidence to be able to call people like this when that boy was dying. Why did you not pick up the call? If you felt Prime Boy had a hand in his death, why didn't you call people like these people that you knew for them to take out Prime Boy? Sure, you were trying to sound as if it was the fight. I saw the copy of the chat you sent to Gislova. That he had issues with Mohbad. You also still alluded to the fact that you have all the records of all the fights, as if you used to do screenshots every time they were having misunderstandings. Why didn't you call those industry gods, like the one you know? Because I would put it to you, you know. One of them is Abu Ebel. Whether he's industry music or industry call, doesn't matter. You know him. You know Naira Marley. They've shown the picture where you're frolicking in bed with him. Sam Larry has alluded to the fact that he was very comfortable with you. So why didn't you call this industry gods? Okay, let's assume you believe Naira Marley, Sam Larry. Why didn't you call that Abu Ebel to come and get to deal with Prime Boy? So that they could have taken him out, since he was trying to, or you are sure, or you were certain, like he killed your partner. Why did you not? So you keep doing a rigmarole. Today you go, it's like, someone just ring a rosy, all around the room. That's what you just keep doing. You're not talking. The time where you see, there's no way that statement that you have made. I'm not interested in Corona Court. I'm interested in that criminal court because I cannot wait for when they put you on that stand, on that box, to see how you're going to be questioned. Let me see what you are going to say. You think it's Corona Court where they just say to you, okay, tell us what you know. When they question you beyond reasonable doubt, whether you call yourself witness or whatever, you would understand it. It's not this rigmarole you are doing now. It's not this rigmarole, rig around the rosary. It's not that. Because if a witness box is space, if I understand that, and I've seen one, you are cross-examined thoroughly. And Wunmi, let me make it clear to you, whether you like it or not, the puzzle as to, as Andy said, who, why, when, I put that one added, what killed this young man is going to be unfolded. The judiciary system, this case will be a lesson. It will be a lesson that they will refer to. You know how they refer in law to a previous case. Like, for instance, in the UK, they have what they call the Zambrano law. They will refer to this. With God's grace, they will make this case a Mohbad law. In their law, they'll say, this is according to the Mohbad law. You would understand then. It's not, don't worry, as I said, forget about how they say you bafara bale. Leave all those Corona Court. That one is your mother that is asking you question. Leave it. You understand it in court. Now, I'm going to go to the Baba's legal team. I applaud you guys. First things first, the first thing I saw was that one I posted on my wall. I don't know who's that guy. Is it K Crown? Please, whoever knows him, please give him his flowers. I wish I could, see him on one live so I can actually thank him. That was the first time I saw a proactive, no bullshitting response sent back to her. There were so much pertinent questions as I put it on my wall that he asked in that. And I really applaud that. And then, of course, the response that has been put on. I love the fact that they put these things on the daily news that even the common man who is not, familiar with this case will get themselves familiarized with it. I like that. So if you pick up a paper, Punch, Vanguard, whatever, you can read it. You can just see. You can understand. You can have an interest. Because the public does have an interest in cases like this. Let's not fool ourselves.
We know what she's up to. She's trying to beat around the bush. Wunmi cannot escape this.
So I applaud them. I do applaud them. But I've got questions for you. I hope to God, because let me first start by saying this, and none of you here on this platform should come for me today, because I am 1000% ready. Let me hope to God that you guys have post-mortem pictures of that body. When he was exhumed, taken into that hospital. We saw a clip of it on TikTok, because I saw a guy fully clothed, and I was wondering why did those fools not clothe themselves when they went to exhume the body like that? I remember a young man who had a camera, and he was trying to take clips, and we saw it. If any of you did see that, please confirm in the comment section or whatever. You can unmute your mic and say that. We saw that. So let's hope that you have those post-mortem pictures. You need it. I use the word need. Because this case, as I said, there's gonna be a reference to the Mohbad law in as far as the legal industry is concerned. When they refer to homicide cases, they will have to say, we refer to the Mohbad law. You need those post-mortem pictures. Why? I'll come to that later. You need it. When he was exhumed, the front, they looked at it, because normally the normal first stage of autopsy is that, where they open the eyes, try to look. They have that, surgery lights where they look through the hair. They try to find for any lacerations on the body. They look for even the minutest detail. And the ones that are of interest, the cameraman has to take a picture of it, because that is what you present in court. Let me put a disclaimer out here. I do not need those pictures sent to me or anybody on social media. I'm only asking that you have it because you need them in the criminal court when it gets there. I give you a case in reference, Michael Jackson's case. I give you a case in reference, the George Floyd's case, and many more. You need it. Okay? So that's that. Number 2. If we're not doing, I rephrase. If we have not done a private autopsy, okay, I keep that. Thirdly, I saw here that they did a dry embalming. And for those of you who know what dry embalming processes involve, they have to drain fluids from the body. They try to keep the corpse like an Egyptian mummy. So, I beg in the name of God, if it is that we haven't done it and we can't do it, I don't know whatever is the hitch we may have. Maybe they might say tampering evidence, I don't know. Or if we have, as I said, I don't need to have that information. This is just for you to do your checklist. If it's not been done and it's going to be done, the chances are that the accuracy of the result might be what? 50, 60, you won't have 80%. Let's just accept we're hearing that they just started the dry embalming process. Good. So you still have, but you need fluids for toxicology anyway. Well, I'm not a trained pathologist. I have somewhat knowledge there, but let's leave it there. And even if the result we get is 50, 60% matching to what the government, as long as he's able to confirm the time of death, we're able to confirm that there are key areas to show that whatever they found in the system, we are finding that would be good. As I said, this information is for the legal team. Now, apart from that, I do hope to God, as I said, the most important to me is the post-mortem pictures. Why? I'll come to answer that now. Because if there are lacerations on that body, you would see it. If they have done dry embalming, those wounds will be closed. Okay? That's why. Thirdly, if the government, with the games they're trying to play, which we have we actually have our hands on their throats so they can, But if they're trying to wiggle themselves out of it, that post-mortem picture would kick them to the curb. It will. So that's for the legal team. Now, back to you, Wunmi. If you say they are industry gods, if you say you know a lot, I hope to God, whoever is that legal team you have, they actually school you on the implication of what you have said. Because as far as I'm concerned, you are becoming a complicit to murder. An accomplice to murder. And it's actually implicating yourself the more. You know a lot that you did not divulge to the police. You know a lot that you went to the coroner court and you made a blunder of the questions asked you. You're sitting on a gunpowder, a keg of it that's going to explode anytime soon. So I really feel for you listening to those daft people that you call your team. Because I went, sorry to digress, I went on one, is it Messi Found Me Too? Yes, I'm going to call the name. I went there and I heard one person talking and she was just speaking. It's nice to use English words, but when you use it, make sure you are able to correlate, bring out sense in it. Don't just use words that you don't know what you're saying. And I've never seen any of them have a proper analysis as to what happened. Wunmi, we have facts. Wunmi, you has told us, given us a detailed analysis of what happened in the house at that time. And so we're coming out to support her because we have this fact. Don't support somebody blindly or on an emotional level. Because if maybe, yes, in this case, but in some countries like where you have gun violence, you go down for it. You don't just support somebody because you're just, oh yeah, I just feel she's a fellow woman. That's why she's innocent. You don't know that. That is for the daft Wunmi team. Get it? You're going to support, when you guys have those, your whatever things you do, sit down and do in-depth analysis. Speak as people who are closer to the witness, prime suspect, whatever you want to call her. And they have given you a detailed analysis of what happened. Now, in rounding up, I will say this. All of you in that house, spending Darosha, Adura, Wunmi, and all the 15 boys, that thug den that you people were staying, eating the salt and whatever of this young man. It is very obvious that you guys have a pact you have signed of conspiracy that you are going to keep quiet. Well, I hope that when you're going down to your grave, because even if it's not the coroner criminal court that gives that justice, just know that karma is there. Karma is a court that does not need anybody, any witness. It does not accommodate any defense team. It makes the law and serves you justice code. Just know that karma, you will not have that pact of conspiracy when karma catches up with you. You or your 10th generation. It depends. So Wunmi, in case, let me give you a further advice in case you come up with another post. When you're going to write your next hogwash, your gibberish, please note that right now there's nothing you can do to untangle yourself from the trap that you have fallen into with your own mouth. Because in the criminal court, you are going to give a detailed explanation of the lot. I know a lot. You understand how lawyers tear people's words into shreds. And in that box, you start sweating at the same time. Whether you are crying, whether you want to pee your pants, you would explain, I know a lot. That is the only thing I take from that thing you wrote there. I know a lot. You would explain it. That's all I'm going to say for now. Somebody else can pick up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anne. That was amazing. Very detailed. Apostle, please, can we just allow trendy newbies to talk? She says she has a meeting. Is that okay? Apostle there. Trendy.